Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Glory Hunter. Today we return with the UEFA Europa League final against Tottenham Hotspur, looking to end their trophy drought as we look to make sure we pick up a trophy this season, as we have in every season so far in this save. But it's going to be a really tough ask. Spurs are a very, very good side. Luckily, we have, of course, already ticked off the Europa League trophy. So we don't need to worry too much about that in terms of the save and winning the trophies that we need to. But it would be lovely just to round off the season with a trophy. So we'll go and select our team and then we'll jump straight into the game before doing a full season roundup. Let's do this. Come on, Bayer Leverkusen. Here we go then, guys. It's the Europa League final. I believe the game is being played, the home of Olympique Lyonnais, so a country and a stadium that we've not been to yet in the save. We obviously played Spurs in the Champions League last year at Roma, so we are relatively familiar with them. You can see their run to the final. They had quite favourable games. LASK, Linsk, Sturm Graz and then Ajax in the semi-finals isn't easy, but you can see there the Michael Ballack tifo, huge player for Bayer Leverkusen. Here's the awesome music. Na 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 na. Oh, if that doesn't get you pumped, I don't know what would. Ready? Da-da-da-dum-dum-dum. Up the Europa League. Come on, boys. Let's get started. Let's do this. Let's beat Spurs. Make sure that their trophy drought continues. Here's our team. As you would probably expect it, we are at full strength. Pau Torres is not quite back yet from injury. He does make the bench, so Armel Bella-Kotchap starts at left centre-back and Mitchell Bakker in at left-back over Robin Gersons. Ruben Neves, the captain, looking to win his first trophy with Leverkusen, with myself in charge. And the Spurs team is strong as well. It's their usual sort of back five. You can see the defence is very, very solid. Højbjerg and Bissouma sitting, with Son, Amin Gouiri and Domenico Berardi in the front line. Let's jump into this then. It's Bayer Leverkusen against Spurs in the Europa League final. Come on, Bayer Leverkusen. Good ball out to Jed Spence. Mitchell Bakker to beat, which he does. Jed, Gouiri, it's 1-0 Tottenham. I think it was Mark Guehi in the middle. It was Berardi who finishes it, but I think it was Mark Guehi in the middle who lost his man. Bakker doesn't do brilliantly down that side. And yeah, he just pulls off of Mark Guehi, slams it home and gives Spurs an early lead. We've got some work to be done here. Mane, now Tielemans. Mane's on the run. Sadio Mane to level things just like that. He was on fire at the end of the last episode. Scored a hat-trick in the final Bundesliga game of the season. Just runs off the back of Bissouma. Skriniar can't get close to him. Slams it in past Wojciech Szczesny. And 4 minutes after Spurs take the lead, we're back on level terms. I really want to win this. Now it's Gouiri, Berardi, Tottenham Hotspur goal scorer Spence. Again, Mitchell Bakker doesn't do enough, and Melier with a really important dive onto the ball. Mitchell Bakker struggling defensively out there. Now here's Gabriel Jesus. Looks for the 1-2 with Mane. Skriniar with some good defending. Neves into Baku. Jesus making the run off him. Jesus into the middle. Mane can't get there. Tielemans runs onto it and finds the corner nonchalantly. Didn't panic just before the break. Picks his spot as Jesus came down the right-hand side, gets in behind Konate, looks to roll it across to Mane. Szczesny does well, and with players running and diving at his feet, I mean, it's kind of an open goal, but so many times you see that slammed into a crowd and the keeper or defender gets something on it, but Yuri Tielemans just picks out the corner. And a minute before the break, Leverkusen have the lead and have turned the game on its head. And there is the whistle. Despite that early Spurs lead, Mane responding within 4 minutes. And then he was involved in the second goal that was put in by Tielemans. And we're 45 minutes away from winning our second Europa League trophy. Now it's Bissouma. Decision to be made. Oh, what a save by Meslier. Wasn't sure whether to commit with Mark Gurhey. Still not cleared. Bissouma shot is wide and Spurs looking for that equaliser. Huge save into Mane. Little bit of space for him. Still Mane. Tielemans. Comes out to Ruben Neves, who can hit them. Oh my God, boy, has he hit that. Ruben Neves with an absolute worldie. Tielemans just lays it off to him. One touch out of his feet, and oh, that is top bins from the captain. Lovely angle from behind the goal. Flies into the corner. And we have a 3-1 lead in the Europa League final. Mane. Brilliant. Sadio Mane. Oh, it's game over. Sadio has clinched it. What a lovely effort into that top corner. Look at this. Gets away from Skriniar. See you later. And then just picks out the top corner. 2 brilliant goals from range in this one. And that should do it. I don't see Spurs scoring 3. Sadio Mane, 4-1. Trophy in the bag. Neves looks for the return to Baku. Oh, he's got there. Baku. Mane for the hat-trick. It's 5. Sadio Mane hat-trick. Celebrates in front of the Leverkusen fans. And he has really found a home here after being released by Bayern Munich. Baku does brilliantly. Puts it into the middle. Back from where the ball had just come from. Across Szczesny. Low into that corner. And we have a 5th. It's game over. Spurs looking for a late goal. Amingiri loses out, then wins it back. It's Matheus Cunha. Matheus Cunha hits the post. And we still can't get it clear. Reguilon with the save. Still not clear. And there is the full-time whistle. We may have gone a goal down, but Bayer Leverkusen are Europa League champions. There is the Europa League trophy. I've got my hands on it again. It was what, three years ago we won it with Atletico Madrid, and now it will be Ruben Neves to lift it. And Bayer Leverkusen are your Europa League champions in 2026. Well, the scoreline will tell you it was pretty comfortable in the end, but I can't lie and say that I was feeling confident after Spurs went 1 up. Their last 2 European finals have ended in defeat after they lost to Liverpool in the Champions League all those years ago. But we thoroughly deserved it in the end. We really turned it on in that second half. Spurs with a higher XG. Wow, they had more possession, same amount of shots, but I do think we deserved it. They had some great chances, but maybe 5-1 flattered us. Couple of absolute screamers in there, and Sadio Mane with a hat-trick in a European final. So I guess now that that's done, all that is left to do is go and have a bit of a season roundup, have a look how the team got on this year, and also a look around the other leagues. Okay then guys, I think we'll start off by having a look at the competitions that we were involved in this season. Obviously finished third in the Bundesliga, just ahead of RB Leipzig, but 8 points behind the eventual winners, Borussia Dortmund. You will have seen this at the end of the previous episode. Düsseldorf and Arminia Bielefeld relegated to the Zweite Bundesliga, and Schalke will, of course, have that playoff game against third place from the second tier. In the DFB Pokal, we, of course, were knocked out, I think, in the, was it the third round? Yeah, by Bayern Munich. So, tough draw, to be honest. Never want to face Bayern Munich in the cup. They did just about go on to win it. I thought Hoffenheim might have pulled off the upset, but Bayern Munich go on to win it. So we lost to the eventual winners. It is a trophy that I would love to win, hopefully next year. And of course, we will be after the Bundesliga as well. We were in the Champions League this year. Got knocked out in the group stage. I mean, it was quite a tough group. Villarreal and Manchester City ended up going through, which meant that we dropped down into the Europa League, which of course we won. But it was Manchester City who finally got their hands on the Champions League, beating Paris Saint-Germain and Monaco into the semi-finals. Oh, they beat our Atletico Madrid side. Wow, fair enough to Monaco. But yeah, it was City who won that. We obviously won the Europa League, as we already know, 5-1 against Tottenham. And the Conference League was won by Fiorentina. So, of course, we have the World Cup with England coming up as well. And the groups have been drawn. We've got a very similar group to that of the previous World Cup, of course, in Qatar, the one that's just passed in real life. We face Wales, the United States again, and this time we're joined by Ghana. We'll run through the full World Cup groups here. You can see France, Denmark, Austria, Qatar could be an interesting group. Netherlands, Northern Ireland, China and Canada in Group B. Italy, Croatia, Scotland and Australia in C, with Argentina, Norway, Morocco and Ukraine. Interesting group, that one in D. We're of course E. F is made up of Spain, Belgium, Mexico and Finland. Germany, Czech Republic, New Zealand and Sweden in G, and Group H, Brazil, Portugal, Hungary and Iceland. This will of course be the next couple of episodes. We'll have the World Cup group stage and then the knockouts, as we did with the Euros with Portugal previously. So feeling a bit of pressure to win this with England, because we only get, I think, 3 chances at winning the World Cup. So would like to get it ticked off as early as possible. But in regards to the other leagues, we will have a look around. As you can see, Chelsea ended up winning the Premier League, beating Manchester City and Liverpool to the trophy in what was a really, really tight campaign. Leicester in 5th. No Arsenal to be seen. No way. Arsenal have been relegated. Jesus Christ. That would be some rebuild. I'm imagining they'll come straight back up, but Arsenal relegated to the Championship. That is ridiculous. I would love to go there if we weren't sticking with Leverkusen to try and rebuild them back to the top. But that's madness. Whether this league table is actually correct or not, as if you don't know, if you don't play career mode, they quite often change season on season. So you'll go into the next year and actually the winners will be Man City or something. But Arsenal potentially relegated. That is crazy. Ligue 1 was won by PSG, with Stade Rennais in 2nd and Monaco in 3rd. PSG still yet to be knocked off the top in Ligue 1, a country that we still, funnily enough, have to go to. So that will be interesting to see if we can dethrone them. Coming up from the 2nd division are my boys, Union Berlin. I love them. They're doing so well in real life. It's brilliant. Hamburg looked as if they bottled it like they do every year, as Hanover will face Schalke in the relegation playoff game, with Bochum also coming up in 2nd place. The Serie A has returned to AC Milan, Roma falling 2 points short. So Roma and Milan, the only 2 sides to win it in the last 3 years, with Inter and Juve making up the top 4. And in La Liga, it was again won by Barcelona. Real Betis in 2nd, My former team, Atletico Madrid, in 3rd. Real Madrid down in 8th. Blimey. So that will do it for a look at the other leagues. Going to run through the squad hub and the team, and then we'll look at some individual player statistics as well before something a little bit interesting to round off the episode. So make sure to stick around for that. So we'll of course run through the squad here. You can see Ilham Meslier, still only 26 years old, 84 rated now. Pretty happy with him, to be fair. Don't think we need to improve on him going into the next season. Musso will probably be shifted on. Played a lot of games before I arrived, but not really played a huge amount for me. Grill, again, will probably be moved on. Schmidt has grown a rating out on loan at Borough. Leon Newman, annoyingly, has already maxed out his potential, so again will probably be moved on in the summer. Mitchell Bakker, not sure what we're going to do with him. He was pretty decent going forward, but you can see his average rating 6.49. I suppose the DFB Pokal games definitely pull that down, but yeah, didn't massively get on with him. He's also reached his highest. He's maxed out his growth, and I'm not sure on him defensively. I think I got on better with Robin Gosens, a rating higher, but obviously into the 30s now. I still think I preferred using Robin Gosens. Can play right back as well and slightly further forward at left mid, so got a decision to make there. Albert Ray, of course, just came in as a youngster to provide some squad depth. He can also play left back and right back alongside centre back. Played 4 games and I quite enjoyed using him towards the end of the season. Marc Guéhi and Pau Torres were our 2 main centre backs this season, and they're both pretty solid. I do think I'd like to improve on Guéhi. He was good for us, but I think we can improve, and Pau Torres next to him is absolutely brilliant. Average rating of 3.7 in the Champions League, dropped an absolute stinker. But I think if we can get someone next to him who's like as good as Pau Torres, then we'll be a lot stronger. Fofana will be leaving. Bella Kotchap I really enjoyed using when Pau Torres went down, so happy that he's grown as well, and definitely happy to keep him as a squad player. Savic will of course be off. I think it's to Napoli. Yeah, he's off to Napoli, so goodbye Stefan Savic, he's off again. Herrera didn't get a huge amount of game time, but again did pretty well when he stepped in, still only 17 years of age. Baku, who we brought in the January window, really high average rating, grown a rating as well now into his prime. 1 goal, 3 assists from right back, really happy with him. Anissa Kabore is a very solid backup as well, average rating of 7 in all competitions, so really happy with our right back options going into next year. Andrić didn't play a huge amount, but is a decent squad player. Jack Harrison will probably be shifted on. 2 goals and 6 assists. Not a very productive season for the 29-year-old. Gundogan, I'm not sure what to do with him. We brought him in on a free, and I enjoyed using him. In the limited minutes he did get, I enjoyed using him. We've obviously got Sydney as a bit of a youngster, so not sure how much game time Ilkay would get. Hugo Duarte as well, the pre-gen of Ruben Neves, the captain. Enjoyed using him and got quite a decent amount of game time. You can see from his stats he's really, really good physically, and just needs a little bit of work on some of his technicals, but again, a really good squad player to have in and around that midfield area. Yuri Tielemans and Ruben Neves. What am I going to do with these two in the summer? Both 29 years of age now, both 86 overall. Ruben Neves is the captain, so will be staying, of course, but Yuri, I don't know what to do with him. He's obviously not the quickest, lacks quite a lot of pace, and he's very similar to Neves if you look at both of their stats. Neves has a little bit more pace about him, got decent acceleration, but technically they're both very good. I just don't know if I can keep both of them. They can't really play in a midfield 2 together. We need more legs, and yeah, you'll see what our plan is for that very soon at the end of this episode. Bowen, another that will probably be moved on at 29 years of age, because we've got Sessegnon. I don't really see the need in having Bowen. He was all right, to be fair, when he played, popped up with a few goals as well. Bukayo Saka sadly obviously went down injured for a couple of months. Not the greatest season for him. His output wasn't amazing, but I think next year we're going to get a lot more out of Bukayo. Obviously, Ryan Sessegnon came in on a free transfer in January. We converted him to right midfield, and a very, very good season for him. Had better stats than Bukayo Saka in terms of his output. 5 goals, 6 assists across the Bundesliga and the Europa League. And I really like him. He can play left or right. Really good backup to Saka on that right-hand side. And on the other side, Timo Werner obviously can play up top as well. 15 goals and 5 assists. So average of a goal involvement every game that he played for us since coming in January. He's just absolutely electric, knows where the back of the net is. You can see his pace. He's so quick, man. Finishing, not the highest, but he always seems to find the back of the net for me, so really happy with him. He is now 30 years of age, but he will definitely be remaining next season. Sadio Mane, Europa League hat-trick scorer in the final. Really impressed with him. 14 goals and 6 assists in 25 games in all competitions. Sadly starting to decline now, down to 86 overall, but he's still got the pace and he's still so good technically as well. So sad that he's starting to decline, but honestly, he's sticking around the squad for next year. Gabriel Jesus was fantastic for us. I'm pretty sure he finished the season as our top scorer with 24, but 14 assists as well in that sort of slightly deeper centre forward role. Really, really good season for him. 18 goals and 9 assists in the Bundesliga. Probably has been our player of the season consistently for me since I came here. So yeah, he will definitely be sticking around the squad. And finally, Marko Lazetic, Serbian striker, out on loan at Spezia. But I think I want to get him involved next year. He's 6'4", got around 85 pace, pretty good physical stats alongside that, good strength as well. Mentals aren't amazing, but his technicals are good as well. 83 shot power, 88 finishing. He's 6'4", so he's a bit of a unit. And I think as an option off the bench, he could be decent for us next year. So bit of a replacement for En-Nesyri already at the club. I'm not saying he's going to be a world beater, but I think he could do a really good job for us. But guys, I told you to stick around, and the reason for that is because we still have 30 million quid sat in our transfer budget, or just under 30 million quid. And I've been banging on all season since I joined about not having enough legs in midfield. So the man that I really want to bring in is Renato Sanchez. I mean, this guy is just so well rounded, similar to Weston McKennie as well. But I don't think I'd be able to afford the United States international. So going to try and bring in Renato Sanchez, and I've always loved this man on FIFA. I really want to give him a go, and can play out wide as well, same as McKennie. 4-star, 4-star, high work rates. I really want to bring Renato in. Let's see if we can get him. We might have to squeeze every penny out of PSG. So they want Andric PSG. I'm tempted to maybe offer them somebody else. Maybe like Amiri plus like 20 million. Would you be interested in that, PSG? 23.3 plus Amiri. I'll give you 21.5 plus Nadiem Amiri. And they're happy with that. So that gets Nadiem off our books, a player who's not really played for us at all. And also means that we can hopefully bring in Renato Sanchez. So Renato Sanchez has signed the contract, and that is him in. So 21.5 million plus Nadiem Amiri, and we are very, very happy with that. Only gets a C on price rating, but I'm not too fussed with that. Renato Sanchez will join in the summer. Really looking forward to getting him in the team next to Ruben Neves as well, another Portuguese midfielder. So of course, guys, in the next episode we will have the group stage in the World Cup in 2026. This is the lineup I will probably go for going into the first game. John Stones with the captain's armband with Kane on the bench. Tomori at 90 rated, Reece James 88. We've got Declan Rice and Bellingham in behind. Phil Foden with Rashford, Tammy Abraham and Jadon Sancho on the right. I'm not 100% sure what our best lineup is. We've obviously got loads of depth as well. Really happy with this England squad, and I'm hoping that I might be able to fire us to a World Cup victory. Of course, that will be coming in the next episode. So guys, make sure you've got those notifications on. It will be out very soon over the next couple of days. If you have enjoyed this season roundup, then make sure to smash a like. And as I say, we'll be back with the World Cup group stage very soon. Peace.